This is Dr. Manali from If We're a Family. This week I'm going to be talking about hair loss and hair thinning and if it could be related to your weight loss diet. Now, a lot of you have asked me about hair loss or hair thinning that started in your 20s, 30s, and 40s and what could be possibly causing that. Now, I always think first you should talk to a dermatologist to see if it could be related to a medical cause, but if you're not able to find one thing to consider is if it's related to your weight loss diet, especially if you've noticed it within a 1 to 2 year time frame of starting a weight loss diet. Now, why is that? Well, that's because to have healthy hair growth, you need a good amount of proteins, vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids in your diet. And a lot of weight loss diets will have you restrict foods, and you may end up restricting healthy foods, healthy protein, healthy grains, and fruits and vegetables from your diet, and that can negatively affect your hair growth. Now, this could be any type of weight loss diet. It could be a ketogenic diet, low carb, no carb diets, fasting diets, calorie restriction diets, anything where you're restricting the food you're eating. Now, you might wonder how good the data is on this, and it's fairly limited, so that's why I always think you should talk to a doctor first, and consider this as a last resort. If you're not able to find another reason for your hair loss, then consider could it be related to the weight loss diet you're on. Now, that also doesn't mean you should run out to GNC or Amazon and buy all these supplements to take in the pill form, because they actually did a study on that, and I've linked to that in the text as well for the video, that they did a study where they tried to give people the supplement form of the vitamins, minerals, proteins, and essential fatty acids to see if that would reverse their hair loss. And it didn't reverse their hair loss, and in some people actually made their hair loss worse. So it seems that you actually need to be eating these vitamins, minerals, proteins, and essential fatty acids as food to be getting the benefit for your hair. Now, the next question is, what can you do about it? Well, obviously, you can add back in the foods you took out, and that doesn't mean adding back in the cupcakes, cookies, or cake. It means adding back in the healthy food that you took out. But one of the risks you're going to take is that if you took those foods out to lose weight, one risk is that you could gain weight if you add it back in. So then you have to kind of consider how important is this hair loss or hair thinning to you. Now, I think it would be important to me, and I would take the risk of weight gain, but you have to kind of decide for yourself how much is the hair loss really bothering you. And if it is bothering you, then one way you can try to minimize any type of weight gain is, add back in one serving of one healthy food per day. And if you're on a ketogenic, low carb, no carb diet, that means adding back in one serving of low glycemic index carbs or fruits. And I've linked to a list in the text as well. And low glycemic index will try and help minimize any weight gain. And if you're on a fasting or a calorie restriction diet, then most likely it's protein that you've taken out. And so try adding back in one serving of low saturated fat protein. So that would be like almonds, walnuts, or soy nuts. And that low saturated fat will hopefully help minimize weight gain. Now, if you don't think it's protein, then the other thing to consider is adding back in 1 cup of raw vegetables. And don't forget about cheat meals. Like I mentioned in the guide when you signed up for the If We're a Family email list, cheat meals are important to keep your weight loss from plateauing and keep you in the cycle of weight loss. Now, you might be wondering, if you make these healthy diet changes, how soon you're going to notice a change to your hair, and how will you even know if it's working? Well, it turns out it's very person-to-person dependent how soon your hair can start growing back in. It depends on your hair follicle cycle, so some people might notice an improvement within a few months. Other people, it could take up to a few years. So potentially this is a long-term commitment you're making, but these are healthy diet changes, and if the hair loss is really bothering you, then it might be worth considering making these changes. That's all for this week. If you're not already on the If We're a Family email list, you can sign up at ifwereafamily.com and get my free guide, How to Lose Weight with Science-Backed Advice. I'll see you next time. Bye.